the Saturday Night Show. With your hosts, Mohsin Bakri
and Adel Albanawi.
And the sound engineer, Mohamad Almakky. Dear listeners, welcome to a new edition. Yes, it is called now the Saturday Night Show instead of the open hour with Adel and Mohsin.
Yep, it's the Saturday Night Show now, and as always, it's on Saturday.
As the name indicates, as you mentioned before,
8 p.m.
to
9 p.m.
every Saturday, so make sure you tune in.
Stay tuned,
from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Indeed.
So how do you feel, Adel?
Well, everything is just fine and dandy these days, and my weekend so far has been just tremendous. It's been amazing.
Yeah.
What about you? How was your weekend?
All good.
How do you feel?
I had some sort of activities, like outdoor activities, which was good. But sometimes I just like to just chill, after a very, very long and tough day, actually. I just like to have a just chilling time, just relaxing. It's always good to relax.
It's always good to relax. I mean, after a week of hard work, of being hardworking at work, you just need a way, to relax and just,
take everything,
fade out.
Take everything off your mind.
Yeah.
And just relax.
Just relax.
It's always good to give your mind a break, because sometimes when you overload our brains with a lot of thoughts, a lot of actions just going on in our brain, it's like a movie happening in our brain, even though you don't do them sometimes, but it just, the thoughts sometimes just it exhausts you.
Indeed. So,
should we take a short break before we move on with the topic?
Shall we? Yeah, let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to
the Saturday Night Show.
Yeah, the Saturday Night Show. And as always, with your hosts, Adel Albanawi, and my friend right here,
Mohsin Bakri.
So today...
So what are we going to talk about today?
I think we have a heavy topic today. I mean, you know what? I've read in this article a while ago about, the young Saudis, the youth. 10 years ago, if you would ask any student at the university, what do they want to, when they graduate, what jobs do they want?
Typically,
you know what? Yeah, here's the thing. Here's what I read. It said, they were thinking about, jobs at the highly ranking jobs.
True.
True. Yeah, they are expecting that when they graduate, they will have an office waiting for them. A very highly ranking job, with high responsibilities. But you know what? It mentions something else.
Which is?
That they were not thinking about the job itself. They were thinking about not the responsibilities with the job. They were thinking about the power that they would gain.
Something else goes with that.
Yeah.
The high salary.
The high salary. But you know what? They were thinking about the power. They were thinking about the office. They were thinking about that they have the luxury of ordering people around and having their own secretary. That was 10 years ago.
It's like
they
right
were
away.
Thinking about that.
The
entry job. Here's the thing. The entry job, the first job they wanted, was that high and powerful job. But you know what? How about these days? What do you think?
It's completely different.
It's completely different.
I mean, when you talk about generations always differ, like from time to time. Exactly as you said, Adel, before they were expecting to have a high-ranking job like a manager. Let's just say, like the minimum is to be a manager.
CEO, that's
the top. We can't think of that right away. I mean,
that's what they wanted 10 years ago. That's actually the stereotypical thinking.
If you think about it, they expect that they have enough knowledge just to get that job right away after they graduate.
But is knowledge enough? Is it enough?
That's what happens inside their minds, or used to happen, like it used to be in their minds before, in the old generations. But nowadays, it's completely different.
Let's not talk about nowadays. Let's just talk about 10 years ago and just, maybe even 15 years ago. I mean, when you talk about that time, people were thinking that jobs like that, they once they graduate, they expect a job just waiting for them.
Without even hard work.
Without even working. That's just the job waiting for them. They're expecting a CEO level job.
By the way, there used to be a problem because whenever they get another job that leads to that job they were expecting, they refuse it.
Yeah.
They used to refuse it. Even though the thing is, they missed the point of having the experience to lead to that. And that's why they expect to have a job waiting for them as a manager.
But you know what? But then we had the possibly at 2008, 2009, the problems with the economy, with the world economy. Okay, and then jobs became less and less.
But it became hard for everyone to find a
job. And at that time, I think people are starting to realize, and they open their eyes that maybe that's not the right way of thinking. That's not the right way of thinking, that once I graduate, I will find my own job. And I think right now, these days, we have the result of that way of thinking, that new way of thinking. Because nowadays, I see students just in university, they're studying at the same time they have part-time jobs.
But not to forget the influence they used to have. If you think about it, let's just get back to being a kid. If we just gather 5 kids next to each other and ask every single one what they want to be in the future, are they going to have the same answer?
No.
That kid want to be a pilot. The other one want to be an electrician, an engineer, firefighter,
policeman,
a police officer.
Yep.
So if we think about it from the beginning, they have different views depending on the influence, what they see in TV and what they see on the cartoons, and what the parents sometimes they teach him all of those different skills and different kind of jobs.
Right.
But then when you grow up, you get influenced by the, let's just say,
the society and the the labor market and such.
Absolutely. They used to give you all of these information that you only expect to have an office, and then you get to lead the work from there, and they will give the information that as soon as I graduate, I will get that job straightforward. They don't expect any obstacles. They just want.
They think the way is paved.
Exactly. It's like exactly as you graduate, they will open the door for you. Welcome to the new job. That's what happened in their minds.
And they are not thinking that, as you said, the obstacles. I mean, the obstacles are real. We have so
Absolutely.
many obstacles, especially these days. Well, you know what? I think these days the reality of the labor market just hit those people on the face.
It's with the economy, changing the economy.
The economy is changing, and the opportunities are changing. Now you're not expecting that a job opportunity will descend from the sky just for you.
It never happens.
You have to fight for that opportunity.
You have to work hard
You have to
for
work
that
hard for that opportunity.
position.
Yep.
And we never, I mean, if you just think about it, it's like taking steps like upstairs. If you're going upstairs, you're not going to jump 10 steps up.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
take one step at a time.
You know what? I think people need to have that idea in their head. They need to start from scratch, from zero.
They need
and
to have
build-
that idea in there,
Yeah,
in their minds first.
Yeah, they need to start from scratch and build from ground up. Because if you want that high-ranking job, you have to start from the beginning. Don't expect that your entry job will be that high-level job. Start from the beginning, work your way up, and then find that job, and you will get that job.
The point of doing all of those is basically you get all the experiences that will lead you to get to that position. So when you get to that position, you already know everything related to that.
Yep.
From that position and lower. So you know what happens in there, and then you have all the information, all the knowledge. Let's just not forget about the knowledge, because when we think about it, as we live, we keep on learning.
Right.
So even if we think that we knew everything about the market that we work in, but we still find new things happening around the world, and we have to keep a lookout.
Yep.
We have to keep looking around what's happening around the world, what's going on here and there that will benefit me in my position.
Right. But you know what? These days, with the labor market and the nature of the labor market these days, especially for the new graduates, fresh graduates out of university, they don't know anything. Basically, they don't have the experience needed to get a real job in the labor market. Now, there is a tough competition, not just from within the graduates, the Saudi youth, but you know what? The expatriates.
Absolutely true, yeah.
The labor market doesn't favor anything. The labor market doesn't favor anyone. It favors your skills.
If you have what it takes, you will
have-
get that.
Yep.
If you don't,
That's-
you have to work hard to getting all the requirements
Yep.
in order to be qualified.
Yep.
It's all about qualifications. And the qualifications will include certificates and the experience.
The experience.
So
Indeed.
both of them will add up to each other.
So you know what? I think that these days, especially now, that the graduates, when they graduate, they don't find any job. But you know what? Some have started from early on. They knew that they will not get a job just by their certificates. Do you know what they do?
What?
They actually get they study, and at the same time, they actually work as a part-time
Part-time job,
jobs.
yeah.
They work as part-time jobs, and at the same time, they're just building their CVs.
And not to forget charity works as well.
Yeah.
Now, you see, some people might think that they're restricted to jobs only to what they're interested in. But nowadays, we have a different view on this one. Like, you see someone who's majoring something, but he works on something else completely.
Right.
And that is really, really nice when we see their examples.
Right.
They're really good examples. Like, we look up to them. Like, I like work A or job A, and then I have a free time so I can work on job B, even though it's not related to job A.
Right.
That will, as you mentioned, that will build your CV.
Right.
It will be adding up to your CV, to the amount of experience that you have from working in that charity work or a part-time job, as you mentioned.
Right. And you know what? Here's something else that I really, really like about this Saudi youth. You know what? Some have not waited for that opportunity. Some have not waited for that, magical opportunity to appear to them.
Yeah.
They created their own jobs. They created their own businesses. That's amazing.
That's
really commendable.
I cannot say any comments about that, because that's a move of someone who has the courage to actually take that step and just take the first step. Because
Right.
sometimes you have all of those doubts about yourself. How can I start that? How can I do
Right.
that? How can I do that? But then when you just sit down, just relax. You can have a cup of coffee maybe. Something you like to drink to make you to ease in your mind. And then you realize that you have the courage, you have the ability, you have the strength. And then you decide, I will do this.
Right.
And that's when they take the first step and get to their goals.
Yeah. And you know what? At the same time, they're not just, waiting for that job. They're actually improving themselves. And that's, I guess, that's the topic of tonight. Self-improvement. Wow, that's a long introduction.
I know,
And
right?
you know what? Yeah. But you know what? I think those people, those young people, they need to improve themselves in order for them to get a real nice job. And if not, if they don't get that job, with that self-improvement, I really think they will create their own job. They will have the keys to create their own jobs.
It is a possibility. I mean, some people might be blocked because maybe they applied for a job and they see that they were rejected for some reason. God knows what the reason is, but they just feel like the world just closed the door.
Right.
For just close the door. Like there's no way for you to get a job. But is that the case?
No, I don't think so.
We have the human brain. When we think about the human brain, we have, subhanAllah, we have the ability to actually adapt to anything if we just put our minds into it.
Right.
So it is possible, dear listeners, for any of us to have more than one interest. Take hobbies, for example. You work for something, right? You have a specialty, but you work on your hobbies and you
Right.
keep improving in your hobbies.
Right.
So that could be something interesting for you to keep on improving.
Yeah.
Which
Indeed.
means that if something closes, if a door closes, you can open the other one. If the other one closes, you can open the third
And
one.
you know what? I think that these days, especially these days with internet and technology, for example, if you are, you work at one job,
Yeah.
you have a second income with another thing. That's your hobby. You get money from that other hobby.
It doesn't matter what
doesn't
kind of
matter.
job it is. You can work from your home.
Yeah.
You can work online. You can actually be a freelancer, for example.
Freelancer, photographer,
Absolutely. A
designer.
designer,
Yeah. Anything.
video maker, let's just
Video
say.
maker.
You can see a lot of videos online. They're youth. They're making their own videos. When you look at them, you may say that they're amateurs, but when you see their work, it's a work of art.
Yeah.
It's like they made it like professionally, like in professional studios. But when you see the equipment, it's just simple. So it's not the mind or the thinking that we have to have all of those expensive
Right.
equipment in order to make a professional artwork or a professional piece of work.
Right.
It's not always the case. If you have what it takes, you have the abilities, you have the skill,
Yeah.
you have the thinking, the right thinking and the guidance, and enough skills, you can do whatever you want to do.
And in order for you to get, enough skills, you have to improve yourself continuously all the time. Just don't think to yourself that you feel great that you're in this position. You could feel even better if you just move up.
Absolutely.
And, just continue on with the self-improvement.
It's like baby steps. You stand up, you fall, you try again. You stand up and you fall, you try again. You will learn from your mistakes
Right.
until you make it. Have you heard of the saying, fake it until you make it?
I did, yeah.
What do you think of that?
It's pretty much correct. It is correct.
It is difficult to believe. It's difficult to digest that sentence at first. Because sometimes you say that, fake it until you make it, but I don't like doing this. I don't feel like I can do it. But if you
You don't feel like faking something.
the thing is, I think it's manipulating your mind.
Yeah.
It's a psychological point here. You're faking it. You're making your mind believe.
It stimulates
that you
your
have what
mind.
takes.
It stimulates
Absolutely.
your mind to believe that I am that person.
You have what it takes to
I
do it.
have what I have. I have what it takes, and you do have what it takes. Even if you tell yourself, "I'll fake it until you make it," but in reality, you do have it in you, from within.
And that's why a lot of people say what you say to yourself, the internal monologue, matters a lot.
Yep.
Because I know some people might sometimes talk to themselves in the mirror.
Okay.
It's a way of releasing yourself, but sometimes it's a way of encouraging yourself. Because I've read a lot of articles, they say that when you wake up, it is not recommended, but it's advisable to go to the mirror and talk positive to yourself in the mirror before you start your morning.
Okay.
It gets you energized, it gets you ready for the day. It's like when you wake up and you just, washing your face and everything, and then say, today's gonna be a better day. I will do 1, 2, 3, and I have what it takes to do it. They say that it's actually good for you to do something like that. It will encourage you. It will give you all what you need, everything you need for the day.
You know what I feel right now? I feel positive. Just hearing that from you. Wow.
Well, we need that. We need that in our daily lives. We need that.
Amazing. And you know what? Speaking of articles, I read in the article that I mentioned earlier, there's this person. It mentioned this person,
Yeah.
and that person did not wait for a job opportunity to descend to him from the sky
and say, take me.
Yeah, he created his own opportunity. And you know what? That person is here.
He is here.
He is here in the studio. And we're going to take a very short break, and we will be right back.
Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And welcome back, dear listeners, to Saturday Night Show. Yes,
Saturday Night Show. Don't make any mistakes.
we have to make sure that this name is pinned. Let's just say it's like on social media.
Yeah.
Like pinned. So the first thing we say is
Saturday
Saturday
Night Show.
Night Show.
Yeah.
It's for the new people who just tuned in. It's every Saturday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. live, by the way, with me, your host Mohsin Bakri,
and Adel Albanawi.
and our sound engineer is Hamad Al-Thaqafi.
Yep.
So, for the new tuned-in listeners, we are talking about. So, what we're talking about, Adel? In brief, like the name. We're talking about like self-improvement. I was thinking of businesses. I was thinking.
I think it's a mix. If you could say that it's a mix between what does it take for you to begin your new business.
All right, so that's
You could say that.
Yeah, you could say that self-improvement in order to make your own business.
Yep. I guess that's the idea. So,
Go ahead with that.
Right now, as we said before the break,
That we have a person who created his own job.
his
He
own
didn't
opportunity.
wait for it to descend, as
Yep.
Adel phrased it before.
Yep.
Descend from the sky to him.
as I read in the article, this person did not wait for any opportunity to be given to him. He created his own opportunity. And I'm really delighted. I'm very happy for this young man. He created his own business.
It's an honor to have
Yeah.
someone in the studio who created his own job.
I'm looking up to him, honestly.
We all should, because that's the steps
we're gonna
that
hear-
we are missing, by the way. If we
Yep.
think about it, you have something in your mind. Everyone have a dream. Everyone have a
Yep.
dream. Ever since you're a kid, you have a dream and you want to accomplish it when you become
Right.
an adult.
Right.
Right? But now we have someone who made it, which is a great example to
you know what?
look up to him and see
Yep.
how he did it.
Some people just take a look, at the final product. They're not looking at, the process of reaching to that to the final product.
Oh, you just reminded me of
Yeah.
a picture. When they say picture speaks 1,000 words?
Yep.
There's a picture of a glacier.
Okay.
It's just a small one. It's just a small one showing above the surface or above the surface. But if you look deep, you see a lot of it below.
Yep.
That represents the hard work that you put in order to make it just up there.
Yep. That's the whole thing. And ladies and gentlemen, right now we have in our studio Mr. Mohamad Almakky. He is the founder of nBakes.
MBakes.
We're going to know about that in a minute.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's just say welcome, sir. Welcome to the Saturday Night Show.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for hosting me, Mr. Hussein. Thank you, Mr. Adel. Thank you so much for hosting me to this channel. And the Saturday Night Show.
Saturday Night Show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, let that sink in, dear listeners.
Let that sink in. So Mohsin and I, we were just thinking, before we go into, the whole thing, before we go into the whole details, just, tell us a bit about yourself.
In brief.
Okay. Well,
Take your time. It's okay.
Okay.
It's
So-
just the gist that all the important stuff, and then elaborate more.
As Mohsin said.
Okay. So my name is Mohamad Almakky. I was born in Jeddah. We're originally from Mecca. I went to the United States to study psychology. So currently
Interesting.
I'm a psychologist, plus
Interesting.
a life coach, a teaching assistant, and then
Wow, amazing.
the owner of MBakes.
You're a baker, so yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Add that to the whole
kinda.
resume.
Yes, yes.
Wow, mashallah. It's
You
he's a
see-
psychologist.
you see
teaches-
that?
Mashallah.
This is the
Baker,
multiple
amazing.
routes that you can take.
Amazing.
The human brain's capabilities is just beyond phenomenal. Mashallah, tabarakallah.
Mashallah.
And as you guys were talking about, your dreams when you were a kid, and then you're trying to follow or achieve your goals. I had a goal to be a counselor or to be a psychologist, and that's kind of what I aim for. But at the same time, I had a hobby, which is baking.
Wow.
But
Nice hobby. That's a nice hobby.
That's, by the way, out of the ordinary if you think about it.
How
Okay.
come? How come?
Oh, he's asking.
Because the thing is, usually women like to bake and cook. it's nice to see that actually men like to cook. It's, to me, it's out of the ordinary.
I cook.
Agree.
You cook?
I like to cook.
Really?
It's not exclusive for women.
Well, I didn't say exclusive. I said usually.
Yeah, okay.
Women like to cook.
Yeah, no
Now
problem.
we say that men like to cook and bake, which is amazing. But by the way,
No, I don't bake.
I'm holding you to that.
I don't bake.
I'm holding you to that.
I cook, no baking.
But let me surprise you: the best chefs in the world
Are
are
men.
actually men. Yeah, like Chef Ramsay. He's one of the top or best cooks in the world,
Wow.
or chefs, and he's a guy.
Let's get back on
all
track.
right, let's
ladies and
back-
gentlemen. Let's get back on track. I think we just, shifted away. So let's go back. So you know what? You were talking about nBakes, which is the brand of yours. So
Yes. Okay, so how did I start this business? Honestly, when I was in the States and I was, taking psychology courses, I had elective courses to take, and I asked the university, "Do you guys have cooking classes?" They were surprised, that I asked such a question, and they told me, "Yeah, we do have some classes that you can take
Wow,
for
okay.
cooking." So I took those, and that kind of helped me work on my hobbies,
amazing.
during my free time. Until I came back to Saudi, I couldn't find a job, so I created my own job. I created MBakes. It was just a hobby that I do.
what is nBakes?
Okay.
What does it stand for? Because
So-
you know what? We're just, trying just before the episode. I mean,
Right.
you gave us some things to try. Oh my God, it's so delicious.
By the way, I haven't tasted any. I mean, I tasted some of them, but I've never tasted something like that.
It's amazing.
It is great. It is
Thank you,
great.
guys. Thank
It is
you.
great.
Wow.
It's an honor. MBakes stands for more natural and nutritional bakes. So what I do is that I use natural ingredients.
Wow.
I don't use processed sugar or artificial flavors or coloring. Everything is natural and it's
Everything is
nutritional. So
natural.
you're getting something healthy, but at the same time it's yummy. Because most people think of healthy stuff that it tastes
Right.
crappy. So I'm trying to change that and make it something yummy and out of the ordinary.
You took that word out of my mouth, because a lot of people really, they don't like some of the natural or organic food. Let's just
Healthy
say
food.
yes.
you
They
know-
don't like it because it's not tasty.
It doesn't taste good because I think people nowadays they think that what is tasting really good is just fast
The flavors.
food.
It's just the
Junk
flavors.
food, yeah.
Yeah, because of the artificial flavors.
Yep.
And that's why they like it, because it stays in there
Mohsin-
and they like it.
Mohsin, the interview is about this man, not you.
I'm just confirming about
Yeah,
the point
okay.
that he said.
Go on, sir.
Yeah. So my brother Rami, he's the one who kind of gave me the kick to start this business.
amazing.
He saw me just sitting there, trying to find a job.
How long did that take? I'm sorry.
So it took me like 4 months. And then within the first 4 months, that's when I actually started the business. I just opened an Instagram account, started selling cakes and cupcakes, also natural and nutritional cakes and cupcakes. But then I started this other business, which is granola bars, which was kind of something new to Saudis. But it's something that I used to do for myself because I was working on a diet. And I tried to find something that is natural, that has no sugar, that has no artificial flavors, and it was really hard to find such thing in the United States. So that's when I started to do something for my own, to make my own snacks, healthy snacks, and it's like a protein bar. So those who work for long hours, like me, I go to college and then I also worked at the hospital. So it took me a lot of time to cook something for myself, or get I can just go and get something from fast food restaurants.
Yeah.
So I decided to do something simple, easy to carry,
Right.
and it's a full meal, and it has protein, which gets me energetic for the whole day,
Right.
and the fibers within the oats that I use in my granola bars, it just fills me up. So that's
Amazing.
kind of something that I do for myself, and I eat it every single day, 2 snacks a day.
So that was in the United States.
That was in the United
Yeah.
States.
How about here?
When
When you came here, yeah.
you came here.
When I came here and my brother tasted my food, he loved the food that I made. My family also said, Mohamad, you're doing something that I cannot find in other stores that's healthy. It's weird that it's healthy, but it's super yummy at the same time.
Right.
Uh,
Amazing. Wow.
So that's kind of how I started the business. I put it on Instagram. Now, the only issue is that I just graduated. I don't have a job. I don't have money. So I started this business by getting a simple loan from my brother. It was 86 riyals. So that was the start of my business.
Wow.
86 riyals.
So you started with only 86 riyals.
Exactly.
Wow.
I took that money, I stretched it, I got all the ingredients that I need to make 2 cakes, and then I sold that, and then I got the money from the people, and then I baked other cakes, I sold that one, and that's kind of how I started my business.
Right.
And then the foodies, there are Snapchat people who are foodies by their name. They came and gave me such good support by getting my business going. You know, they told people about our products. They came to my kitchen. I do it at home, so it's a homemade product. It's handmade also. So they tried the bakes, the cakes, and they tried the granola bars. They said, okay, well, this is actually yummy. People loved the support. And they started ordering from me. So Instagram was kind of my start for business, and that's how kind of things went viral, alhamdulillah.
So if you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, it's just 86 riyals to start your own business. It's a message that we have no excuse to start our own business. It just started right away.
You just need the kick, kick start.
It's just the push.
That's
Exactly.
The push.
Here's the question, Mr. Mohamad. So, I mean, obviously, whoever starts a new business, definitely they're gonna find obstacles.
Definitely, yes.
So could you just, in briefly, like how did you overcome these obstacles? Because sometimes people might find it blocking their ways. Like, I can't do this. It's difficult.
Yes.
It's blocking my way to success. So how did you overcome it?
Well, the first step was asking for God's blessing. That is something that I was doing like in a regular basis, especially at the time that I found myself weak. I couldn't find a job, I couldn't do anything. So I just kept praying and praying, please God, give me a way. And that's kind of how the blessing of my business started, happening. I also think more than just the money part, because a lot of people do their business for money. It's more than just that. You can make people happy with your business. You can make yourself happy. You can do good for the community and so on. Also, I always tell people to remember to enjoy what you're doing. Do something fun. Do something that you love to do. Baking is something that I enjoy doing aside of being an actual psychologist. I enjoy that. It's a business running, and I'm having fun with it. People are loving the product, and that just keeps me going. Also, I always try to tell people that try to be creative, do something new and different. Granola bar is a business. It's new in Saudi Arabia.
It's new, actually. It's
Yeah, I never heard of it actually. Yeah.
And I was scared. I put that in mind. Well, is it gonna work? I don't know, because it's new. Maybe people will not like it, or maybe because they think it's natural, that it's gonna taste not that much.
Not
So
tasty,
it's not gonna be selling enough. But then thanks to the Dawood family, he actually took my product and put it in mini square mini markets, where people actually were able to take my bars other than getting it from Instagram. And
amazing.
I was surprised that within only 2 weeks, all the products that I brought there, it was sold. So I'm so
amazing.
happy that
Okay.
people actually love the product.
Okay.
And I said, okay, well, this is gonna make me keep going. And from that time until today, I just keep growing and growing. Lastly, I went to Mr. Hisham Shahate. He's the one who helped me meet Mr. Ahmed Dawood, or Ahmed bin Dawood, the CEO of Danube. And they are the ones who also kind of gave me a huge support by putting my products in their shelves. So now it's available in all Danube branches in Jeddah.
Wow, okay.
So this is one of my huge steps, and I'm trying my best to do something more than that.
I guess after the show, just go there. Get me to
right away.
Myself. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Go
Now we're focusing on the granola bars, all the healthy stuff. My actual goal is to open up a coffee shop, and that's something that I've been working on since I was 12 years old. I always wanted to open a coffee shop.
Wow, okay.
So this is kind of a start, having a bakery aside, business of a coffee. You get yourself something yummy and tasty, and where you can get to relax and enjoy a cup of coffee with some of our bakery goods. And you're getting something with no guilt. You're getting something yummy and healthy.
Yummy and healthy. That's the key.
Yeah, don't make people feel regret that they ate something and they feel it's not healthy.
It's not
so I'm gonna have to burn all of those calories.
Yes, exactly. And I also thank I thank a lot of people for their support. First of all, the MBakes fan, the customers, they're the ones who always encourage me to do more. I thank my family for being there for me. I spent so much time working on developing new products and new ideas in developing, MBakes. So I took a lot of their time. So I thank them for that. I thank also my MBakes family members, Mr. Ala Gandura, Mr. Abdurrahman Farsi, Mr. Superman, Mark, Jonathan, Leo. I mean, all of those people helped shape MBakes as how it is today.
Amazing.
And I'm really looking forward to expanding and making a bigger business.
Right.
If I want to give a message to people, I just tell them to work now. Just do it. Whenever you feel like you want to do something, just do it. Don't wait. Just plan well. Start simple if you can't. Start simple. But be creative. Do something different. Be unique. I started MBakes. 86 riyals, you can only do so much.
That's really amazing when you think of it. Just 86 riyals. It's easy.
Exactly.
It's not that difficult to have that, just to start to take the first step.
Right. Like I remember the first slice of cake. I was selling slices of cake. So I took this plastic cover, and then I used my own printer to print out stuff, and then I glued the labels to that box. But it looked nice. I had a lot of compliments. People saying, okay, it is simple, but it's unique, it's different. That's how I like it. But then the taste matters most. So whatever you sell, try to make it something yummy. Try to make something
amazing,
good about it. Exactly.
That's good. You know what? Now that you have your own business and it's running, alhamdulillah, how do you feel now?
Yeah, from the way you talk about it, you sound enthusiastic, and I like that. So how do you feel that you have a running business, especially that you actually like psychology as well?
Right. I feel really good because it's something that I enjoy doing at my free time. I put all of my time into it. Whenever I feel like I just want to relax, meaning of relaxation is thinking of new ideas and stuff to to get my business going.
Wow.
It's something that I do just to relax. I remember the foodies when they came the first time in my kitchen. They said, Mohamad, we were talking to you outside of the house. You told us about you a little bit. And then when we came to the kitchen, you kind of had this,
Oh, yeah.
This is my
that
place
feeling.
of relaxation.
That feeling,
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
So it's something that I love to do. I have other stuff that I like to do as well, but I can focus on all of them. It's just a matter of time management. How to plan well, how to achieve your goals, how to be successful at what you do. Just keep doing something different. Keep doing something that people needs it. Like for example, study the market. At first I knew nothing about business. Don't think that I know everything about MBakes. I started
that's
having
another
no
point
experience.
there.
Like I'm a psychologist, I know how to help people become better, but I don't know the business part of it. So I'd prefer to have somebody doing the business part.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is self-improvement.
Absolutely. And that is an important point that we have to take into consideration to keep improving on all the aspects that are related to what you want to do.
Amazing. Now, you know what would you recommend to those who are now starting their own new business?
You see, a lot of people feel a bit frightened of the market, especially new ones, because when they think about it, they'll say that there are a lot of them in the market and they are already known by the customers.
Right.
So I'm new. How can I stand out from the crowd and start my own business?
It's really scary to take the first step. It is really scary to take the first step.
Sometimes we have to have someone holding our hands.
You need someone to push you. But you know what? Since you took the first step, what would you recommend to those who want to take the first step?
It is difficult. It's not easy as what people do. Opening up a business is not simple. If it's simple, everybody has a business.
True that, yeah.
So it's challenging. You have to put a lot of time into it. You have to put all what you can put into it to make it bigger. And I always tell people to start from the bottom, to learn everything. Like I mop the floors, I mix the products, I bake them, I cut them, I cover them. I then had, my first employee. How do I deal with this new person?
The responsibility.
Exactly. I had to learn every single thing about the business. And having no experience in this business, it's really difficult. But I learn something new every single day. And there are a lot of people out there, who want to support you, who want to help you. And without those people, I wasn't able to be at where I am today. I have Mr. Ala Gandura. He helped me a lot, in transitioning MBakes from just a regular homemade business into a business that, I can expand and I can go, worldwide. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for. I have a lot of CEOs and different, managers in different companies who always sit with me and talk to me, chit chat with me, where I put my products at, and give me tips and advice. I always tell people to be around those people, be around people who are successful, who know more about businesses, or who know more about whatever major you're doing.
That's good influence there.
Exactly. And having much leaders in your life is really important. I mean, aside of reading, I always encourage people to, in the psychology part, I tell people to read, take presentations, be around successful people. All those people will help become who you are.
And you know what? Lastly, for those who are listening to us right now, where do they can find your products?
They can follow us on Instagram, MBakes.sa, and we have our bars available at all Danube branches in Jeddah. There are also unique coffee shops and unique mini markets, like Mini Square Mini Market. We have it at Darat Al Qahwa, Cup and Couch, Arabica Coffee House, Med Cafe, and other unique cafes. If you just go online and go to our Instagram page, you can find all what it is talks about
amazing.
MBakes.
So there you have it, dear listeners. You can go and taste it and try it as we did
please.
here. That's why I feel a bit hyper today.
You know
by
what?
the way,
It's amazing. It's you know what? I before the show we tasted.
Yeah, we had a sample of that.
We had a sample, and oh my god, it's so tasty.
Different flavors, by the way.
Yeah,
they're different flavors, so it suits most people. So if you don't like this flavor, you can have the other one.
Definitely, we have 5 different flavors, and every once in a while we come up with new flavors. So now we have the original, which is just honey. It's all basic ingredients. It's honey, oats, peanut butter. I mean, that's it. We don't have sugar, no artificial flavors, no nothing. It's just simply good. And then we have other flavors like the dark chocolate chips, which is our top seller. We have our mixed nuts and raisins if you're thinking of, getting some good protein supplements. And we have vegan products. So these are all vegetarian.
Oh, vegan, okay.
Exactly. We have vegan products, dates and cinnamon, dates and cardamom for all of those vegans out there. Just go ahead, grab you a bar and give it a try. And please let us know what you guys think about it.
By the way, thank you for showing me the chocolate one, because Adel knows I'm really crazy about chocolate. So I still haven't tried it yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I got to warn you guys, it's truly addicting.
Is it?
It's super good.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, with this we come at the end of this little interview we had with Mr. Mohamad Almakky.
It was an honor.
It was an honor and privilege to have you here, sir.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time and effort to bring me here. And thank you to Saudia Radio for having me here. I'm so happy to be a host of the Saturday night show.
Saturday
and hoping
night show.
To be here again soon, inshallah.
Inshallah, all of this information that's being said here, dear listeners, will help all of us, even us here, to actually start our own business and succeed in that.
At the end, Mr. Mohsin, what would you say?
I would say don't stop. If you have a point, if you have a dream, just go for it. Don't let anything stop you from doing it and making it.
Yep. And that's it. I think from Mr. Mohsin took the words out of my mouth and just said it. Ladies and gentlemen, I just, want to say something. Never stop.
And even if you find any obstacles, never give up.
Never give up. Just don't look at the final product. Look at the process. How did that person come to this place? How did that person arrive to that
to reach that destination
destination and reach that goal? Don't look at the final product. look at the process, learn from that process.
And just keep on moving.
Keep on moving.
Always.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we finish up this episode.
Yeah.
Sadly, we finish up this episode. This has been Adel Albanawi.
And Mohsin Bakri.
Yep.
And our sound engineer, Hamad Al-Thaqafi. And thank you, our dear guest here.
Mr. Mohamad Almakky.
Thank you, guys.
And until next edition,
Yeah, we'll see you later.
sign off.
Sign off.